welcome to Starlight Stadium in Langford, British Columbia. I'm Tyler McLaren, flying solo tonight with the Westshore Rebel with Paul Short, not able to join us tonight. Paul had something that he couldn't make it tonight, and we wish him well. But I'm here with you guys tonight with a game featuring the Westshore Rebels and the Vancouver Island Raiders. The Rebels need a victory tonight to be able to clinch second place in the BCFC and a home playoff game this evening. The Raiders trying to ruin the fun for their island rivals. So get set. We're about to get set here at Starlight Stadium. The Rebels come in at 6-3. The Vancouver Island Raiders coming in at 1-8. So we're getting set. Welcome to BCFCTV.com, and we should be in for a great evening tonight. Once again, thank you for joining us here. If you missed it earlier today, the Valley Huskers completed their regular season with a 32-29 victory over the Kamloops Broncos in a great game at Exhibition Stadium. That was earlier this afternoon. And happening tonight up in Prince George at Massich Stadium is the Okanagan Sun, looking to stay perfect as they are 9-0 heading into tonight. They will be playing the Prince George Kodiaks, finishing off their inaugural season in the BCFC with also sitting at a 1-8 record with like the VI Raiders. So some action going on still around the BCFC, a couple night games happening. So we'll try and keep you up to date with what's happening up in Prince George as well as what's happening, of course, here at Starlight Stadium. So with the victory, as I mentioned off the top, lots of important things have to happen tonight here for the Rebels. And the most important one for them is walking away with a victory. With that victory, they will clinch the second seed and a home playoff game. They know who they will be playing. It'll be the Valley Huskers. Game time and date are still to be determined, as there's some soccer games potentially happening here at beautiful Starlight Stadium. So that will be posted on British Columbia social media and website. So stay tuned for that. But a big game because of the Valley victory today. So lots of eyes are now on this game. And of course, the Valley Huskers will be rooting for the Raiders, I'm sure. And again, if that happens and the Raiders come in here and beat their island rivals, then the game, the 2-3 game, will be in Chilliwack at Exhibition Stadium. It'll still be the Rebels and the Huskers, but in Chilliwack next Saturday as well. And game time and information will be posted there as well. As the fans continue to trickle in here to Starlight. Beautiful night here. No wind happening, no rain in the forecast. And that's been a theme across the whole league this year. I don't think we've had one game this year in poor weather, so that's always a nice thing as we get fortunate and lucky out here in beautiful British Columbia that we're lucky with good weather. So we're getting set for kickoff, so sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and get ready for an exciting game here as the fans continue to come in. Referees are almost set. The Rebels will be in their familiar reds with the white trim, and they will be going from our broadcast right to our left. The Raiders will be going from our left to our right on the broadcast booth. They will be in their familiar whites with the black and red trim, and they look to be kicking off first. Raiders will be kicking off here. Rebels will be receiving. Looks like number 21, Jeffrey Ojong, and Jaron Hardesty, number 10, will be deep for the Rebels. Hardesty, very dangerous back there. Ojong is also dangerous. So a lot of times happening lately, the Rebels are getting short kicked or pooch kicked as they call it. So putting the ball in Hardesty or Ojong's hands is dangerous, but we'll see what the Raiders look to do here as they get set for kickoff. Sterling Henry for the Raiders will be kicking off as we're set for action here at Starlight Stadium. Once again, thanks for joining us on BCFCTV.com. Referee Sandy Baines blows the play in, and Sterling Henry will kick it down. He'll get down to Ojong, catches on the fly, bobbles it slightly, now cuts to his right, tries to get around the corner. Rebels have some blockers out front. A good return there off the opening kickoff as the Rebels will scrimmage with good field position up around their own 40, looks to be about the 44-yard line. So good return by Ojong. And the Rebels offense will be scrimmaging first and 10 from their own 40. We'll watch, see where the official puts the ball down. It is at the 44-yard line, so a good field position here to start. Rebels, I know, will be focusing on trying to get a fast start and get on the Raiders as early as they can. Raiders will obviously be looking at preventing that. as T. Jesse starts at quarterback, the all-star quarterback in the BCFC, as Raiders look to be coming with the blitz. Hardesty gets the ball off the left-hand side, makes one man miss. Nice tackle there by number 38 for the Raiders. That was Ferdinand Samba with a good tackle, limiting Hardesty's gain to probably about 6 on the play. 5.5, so good positive gain for the Rebels on first down. As Jaron Hardesty went out the left side, looked to have a lot more room than he ended up getting, so good tackle there by Samba, limiting the gain. And second and, we'll call it a short 5 here. As Jesse's in the shotgun, he's got 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's going to look to his right, sets his feet, throws the ball. He's got number 11, Michael Leva. Depends on the spot. The Raiders seem to think he might be a little bit short. We'll see. The official marks the ball, and now it does look a little bit short from our vantage point as the ball gets close to midfield. Referees are going to measure this one, so I thought originally Michael Leva would have had enough for the first down, but he now requires a measurement. Looks to be a little bit short from our vantage point. Once again, I'm Tyler McLaren in the broadcast booth tonight, flying solo without my good friend and colleague Paul Short. As it's definitely autumn in the air with the lights on here at Starlight. It is a little bit short on the play, so third down. Don't think there'll be much hesitation here from head coach Shane Beatty, as this is likely a gambling situation here with third and inches close to midfield. But autumn is in the air, and this is the last week of the regular season in the BCFC. Of course, 4 teams will be moving on. We know the matchup in the 1-4 game. We know the matchup in the 2-3 game. The only thing, as we've talked about, was just not sure when and where the 2-3 game will be played, but that will be answered tonight. So third and short for the Rebels. Likely sneak time for T. Jesse, the all-star quarterback this year in the BCFC. Getting set here now, third and short. The Raiders hunker in. Jesse puts his head down, goes forward, has enough for the first down. Didn't get a ton on that play as the Raiders got great surge there. But I think the Rebels will have enough as he looks to cross midfield. It will be a first down. So good start there for the Rebels as Jesse's able to plunge forward, get the first down. You'll notice a lot of the Raider players have the spat and the pink spat tape and on their stuff for Breast Cancer Month, breast cancer awareness. A couple Rebel players I see have that as well, so great to see. Jesse hands the ball off. Hardesty was stopped initially, now breaks away into the second level. He's trying to get around the corner, so look out. Jaron Hardesty makes another man miss. He jukes another one. Now he's finally brought down inside the Raider 35-yard line. He looks to be brought down around the 32, so great run there by Hardesty as he goes off the right-hand side, left-hand side of that Raider defense. Picks up a big gain there on first down. The Rebels are getting close to scoring position here, just 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. Raiders defense encourages their players here. Jesse barks his signal, 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He fakes, now he pulls it. Nice play. Oh, the Raiders defender wasn't able to bring Jesse down. Now he's able to sneak free. Should be close as he lowers his head and should be close to that first down. Raiders had a good surge there, especially by number 99. That was Brevin Arnell, who was right there, just had his hands on Jesse, just wasn't able to bring him down in the backfield. That would have been a big loss had he done that. So Jesse picks up about 8 or 8.5 on the play. This looks to be Jaron Hardesty time here, 2nd and 2, clock ticking, under 3 minutes gone, first quarter here at Starlight. Hands the ball off to Hardesty. Great surge again by the Raiders as Hardesty was forced to spin. It looks like he should have enough to get that first down, but once again, good surge there by the Vancouver Island Raider defensive line as they were in the backfield. They just weren't able to corral Hardesty, and it looks to be he does have enough for that first down. Opening drive here, Rebels controlling the clock, putting together a couple nice first downs, so they'll be happy with this opening drive here at Starlight. Raider bench continues to cheer on their defense as the Rebels look to be knocking at the door. First and 10. Jesse's in the shotgun, drops back, sets his feet. Now he's going to run. Once again, good surge there by the Raiders. Looked like it might have been a designed quarterback draw. If not, Jesse was quick to escape and move forward on that play. So they were at around the 23-yard line, so that looks to be a gain of about 4. So good job there by the Raiders. So the Rebels will be scrimmaging second and looks like about 6 from the 19-yard line. Long first drive here as the Raiders haven't had their hand on the ball yet. As we're almost 5 minutes into the first quarter here. There's no score action. Jesse's in the shotgun, flags on the play, the first of the day. Looks in the direction of a nice defensive play down in the goal line. I believe that's number 44 for the Raiders with a really nice defensive play. That was Jake Smith for the Raiders, but there is a flag on the play thrown right away in the vicinity of where you'd expect an offside, either against the Rebels, maybe one of their receivers jumped, or potentially against the Raiders. It wasn't offside against the Rebels there, so one of the receivers jumped, so the Raiders will, I thought they might decline that. They should have probably declined that penalty, as it would have been third and probably about 6 or 7. So a bit of confusion on the Raider bench here now is I don't know why they would accept a 5-yard penalty and give the Rebels another down, so I think they're going to talk about this one and reset the ball because that would make no sense to accept that penalty. So they will move it up to where it was originally marked. So it is third down, just like I thought. So they do decline the penalty, which is the smart move there. I was a little surprised they were marking that 5 yards off. I didn't think Curtis Visa would accept that penalty. So third down, so Raiders do a job on defense. They hold the Rebels to a Simon Hales field goal opportunity. And it should be a 26-yarder by the looks of it. Maybe even 27 by the time they put the tee down. Ethan Picard will have the hold for Simon Hales, the lefty. Snap is good. Picard puts it down. Hales puts it up, and it is good. Opening the score, Simon Hales from 27 yards out. And the Westshore Rebels, with 9:54 left in the first quarter, now lead the Vancouver Island Raiders 3-0 as they draw first blood here at Starlight. Now the Raiders will elect to take the ball, so good start there for the Rebels. I think if you're the Raiders, you have to be happy that you held the Rebels after a long drive of over 5 minutes. They held them to a field goal, so good job there by the Raider defense, and now they get their offense on the field, and they will scrimmage now at the 35-yard lines. They elect to take the ball, not have the Rebels kick off to them. We'll get our first look of the night at the Raider offense. Ben Chomaluk will be starting for the Raiders, I'm assuming, number 11. As he's been starting all year long for them. Had some big numbers in some games and lots of promise there with Ben. He's got a strong arm. He's a big, tall guy. So lots of exciting times. The Rebels look to be coming with the blitz. Chomaluk zips it out to number 86. Good job there as he makes a couple-man miss. We're going to get a number there. That was number 86 for the Raiders. I thought it was. That was Noah Desjardins. Good gain on first downs. He gets about 7 for the Raiders. So good quick pass by Chomaluk to Desjardins. Gets him a short 7. So second and a long 3 for the Raiders as they get positive yards on first down. 9 minutes left. Westshore leading 3-0 here at Starlight. Chomaluk's in the shotgun. Rebels look to be coming with the blitz. They're going to get closer. Nice throw there. That's caught by number 49. Now he's making a couple-man mess. He's into Rebel territory. Good gain there as the Rebels came with a big-time blitz. Chomaluk read it perfectly, zipped it over the middle. That was number 49 with the reception on that one, Riker Pearson. Great gain there by the Raiders, and they're in Rebel territory at about the 43 or 44-yard line. Great read there by Chomaluk as he had to throw that one fast as the Rebels were Tanner Haywood and was coming for the Rebels on a blitz. So good job there by the Raider offense. As Chomaluk's in the shotgun again, 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right, hands the ball off. Jason Henderson straight up the middle. Gain of a couple on the play, ran into his own guy on that one, but positive yards there for the Raiders on first down. As there's about 8:07 left here in the first quarter, clock ticking. Gain of about 2 on that one, so 2nd and 8 for the Raiders. Passing situation here for Chamaluk on the offense. It's a good crowd here at Starlight as people continue to come in here. Chamaluk's in the shotgun, barks the signals. Rebels coming through, look out. Throws the ball, he's got his man again. I think that's Riker Pearson. Delaney Robinson's got a hold of him, trying to strip the ball out, but that'll be more than enough for a Raider first down. I'd say knocking on the door. Another good shot as Chamaluk had number 99 for the Rebels. That was, I believe that was Ford Brown. Right in his face, but Chamaluk was able to hang in there and throw a dart to Riker Pearson again. So 2 big catches early for Riker Pearson, and he's caught them both over the middle. So good start for the Raiders offense as they look to respond after the Rebels' great opening drive with one of their own. Chamaluk's in the shotgun, now sets his feet, throws the ball out to his right. That is one that the Rebels will like to have back, as that was right into the hands of number 22, Josh Hoyt. As that one sailed on Chamaluk, and that is definitely one that Josh Hoyt will be having nightmares about tonight, as that hit him right between the 2 and the 2. As you'll see it here, it just sailed on Hoyt, and that's right into the hands of Josh Hoyt. So he usually catches those balls, but unfortunately for the Rebels, he wasn't able to corral that one. Bringing up 2nd and 10 here, Raiders. The Westshore 28-yard line. Chamaluk's going to throw. He's going to pass it deep. He's got his man. That's going to be a touchdown there. Thought there might have been a little bit of a push-off. There looks to be a flag. The Raiders don't like this one, but there looked to be a little bit of a push there, I think, by number 82 for the Raiders. I like his style doing that one, Paul Romanoff. Right idea, but I think we'll see if he gets called for a push-off. It is offensive pass interference. Rebels will obviously take that penalty, so right idea here is you'll see it on the replay. Chamaluk just throws this one out. Romanoff's there by himself, and right there, you can't really tell it, but right before he came into the screen, the Raiders don't like that call, but that is definitely a push-off as he got separation from the Rebel defensive back. So good call there by the officials, as that one is pretty obvious in my books. So that'll make it 2nd and 25. As now they're back at the Rebel 43-yard line. So a long way to go here for the Raiders on 2nd down. We'll see what they dial up as the Rebels look to be coming with the blitz. Chamaluk's going to take another shot down the field. Good coverage there as Chamaluk wasn't able to connect down the far side. Bradbrook was over that way, and I believe that's number 14 for the Raiders. That was Harman Ahuja. Apologize if we're getting any of those names pronounced wrong. Sorry. A good job there by the Rebels defense, as they were expecting a shot there from Chamaluk and the Raiders offense. So 3rd down here, Raiders will send the punt team out on 3rd and long. I expect you'll see the Raiders probably try and gamble at times. Obviously not here with now 3rd and 25, but Raiders have nothing to lose, and they would like nothing more than to knock the Rebels off and out of their home playoff positioning. So I expect the Raiders not here, but I expect them to be aggressive throughout this evening. As the kick goes to the left, will go out of bounds. Good kick there by number 49 for the Raiders. Riker Pearson, after a couple good opening catches on that drive, does it with his leg on that one. As that kick will go out of bounds. Rebels will be scrimmaging with 6:06 left in the first quarter. They'll be scrimmaging somewhat deep in their own territory at about the 10-yard line or so. So good kick there by Riker Pearson. Rebels will be scrimmaging 1st and 10 on their 10. Beautiful night here at Starlight, as we mentioned. No wind, no rain. Temperature's nice, so great night for football in the fall here on the island. Jesse's in the shotgun again. Hands the ball off the right-hand side to Jaron Hardesty. Look out, late flag on the play. Probably going to be a hold against the Rebels. This should be coming back, I would think, off the right-hand side. A bit of a late flag. I think it's number 67. But we'll see, the Rebels are marching backwards. So this should probably be half the distance to the goal line, even though it's a 10-yard penalty. So it should be half the distance to the goal line, so that'll be a first and 15. Even though holding obviously is a 10-yard penalty, it'll be half the distance to the goal. So first and 15 now for the Rebels after the holding call. Not a whole lot of argument from the Rebels side of things. Good run there by Hardesty, but obviously it's taken back. Clock is under 6 minutes, 5:35 left. First quarter here. Rebels still leading 3-0 over the VI Raiders. Designed run again by T. Jesse as he's going to get tripped up. Good job there by the Raiders, and they are flowing to the football extremely well tonight. Really coming after it defensively and flying around. So that'll be a game of about 5, I would say. So they're probably back to the original line, maybe 4. So second, and we'll call it 11 from the 9-yard line. So good opportunity here for the Raiders. If they can get a stop or a sack, get their defense off the field, could get some pretty good field position here if they can hold the Rebels. Jesse would like to make sure that doesn't happen as he's in shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He's going to look to his left. Throws the ball in the direction of Zion Brown. That is right on the money. Zion Brown's going to turn the corner. Now he cuts back. Finally brought down. No, he's on his feet still. Now hit from behind. Flag is on the play here in the defensive backfield. So this is going to be probably either illegal contact against the Raiders or potentially a offensive pass interference again. Big gain there for Zion Brown. Zion Brown, Dogby number 2, as they seem to be coming backwards. So it is actually a pass interference against the Raiders on that one. So we knew it would either be a pass interference against the Rebels or the Raiders because of where it was thrown in the defensive backfield. So the Rebels will obviously decline that penalty. Will take the ball here. Keep the ball at the Raider 42-yard line. First and 10 now into Raider territory. Jesse's in the shotgun again. That throw was right on the money to Zion Brown Dogby. As now Hardesty looks to his right, swings it out. Not a good throw there to number 32. I think that's David Lazima. It was David Lazima. A couple times T has had problems with that exact throw, and he hits. I mean, he just threw a dart on the corner route to play before, but struggled with that little swing pass or flare pass. It's a short throw, but it does require a lot of touch. So it'll be second down now for Jesse and the offense. Passing situation here. Nelms Horton comes out to the left with Kieran Passant. He's going to look out to the left. Now he's going to come back, throw the ball to the right, down the seam. That was right in the hands of Mike Oliva. That is one he would like to have back, because Mike Oliva usually catches those all the time, but unfortunately for the Rebels, not there. As T. Jesse bang on as he found Oliva going right down the seam. And you'll see it on the replay here. Jesse looks to his left, and that's something I think he could really draw defenders when he looks away from where he's going to throw. Then he just launches one down here. Oliva's in a good position, and I don't know if he maybe lost that one in the lights, but obviously he's not happy with himself, as that's one that he catches more often than not. So that'll bring up the punting unit here. Simon Hale stands around midfield, puts the left foot on the ball there, kicks one down to the Raider number 25 as he's going to come up the right-hand side, makes a couple guys miss, then knocked out of bounds in front of the Raider bench. So good job there by the Raiders. They got the drop on that one, the big play by the Rebels to get out of the shadows of their own goalpost, but good job there by the Raiders to get their offense back on the field. With 3:19 left in the first quarter, 3-0 Rebels still. And a good start for the Raiders here on the road. Looking to play spoiler against the Island rivals. Clock is ticking here as we're approaching 3 minutes. Rebels look to be coming with a blitz again here. They do come through, and there is nowhere to go as there's a host of red uniforms there. D-line had great penetration there. Tanner Hayward also right on that one. 95, Rainings Awa was right in there as well. 99, Ford Brown, excuse me. So that play is the Raiders, that running play, if the Raiders could have gotten past the first level, they could have made some decent yardage, but good job there by the Rebel defense. This clock is ticking here. Bunch formation here by Chamaluk and the Raiders. Now they're going to come back. They isolate. Now they're going to throw the ball down the field. Bradbrook's there. Nice catch there. As the Raiders dial one up here, and Marin Bradbrooks into Rebel territory with a big gain there. As that is about a 36 or so yard gain there by Bradbrook. And the Raiders ran a good play there. They ran bunch to the right-hand side, isolated Bradbrook alone up to the top side of the formation, and he's probably one of their best, if not their best receiver. And you just saw why right there as he just positioned his body, turned himself. You'll see it on the replay here. As Chamaluk's looking for Bradbrook all the way there, and he just kind of turns himself. The Rebel defender kind of lost where Bradbrook was. Nice catch there, gain of about 36 on that play. Into Rebel territory at the 54-yard line. Chamaluk zips one out to Desjardins, trying to make a couple-man miss. Nice tackle there by number 12, Isaiah Karlikia. As he came up, and that excited the Rebels bench, limiting the gain. As Chamaluk was trying to just flick one out again to Desjardins, which he did, but gained him about 3 on the play before Isaiah came up and met him. Talented DB from the island here. So it'll be about 2nd and 7 now for the Raiders into Rebel territory at about the 51-yard line. Chamaluk barks the signals, looks to his right, looks like they're trying to set up a screen. They get it. Blockers, nice defensive play there. Tanner Haywood read that one right away. There were blockers there, but the veteran linebacker was able to knife his way through there and make the play. And this is where, if I'm the Rebels, I would be a little bit careful here. The Raiders are in a situation, they're in Rebel territory. Nothing to lose, as we mentioned, staring at about a 3rd and 4. And this is the type of situation where you might see Curtis Visa maybe pull something out of the bag of tricks. So 3rd and about 4. Riker Pearson's in punting formation. We'll see if he punts this one. He will. Kicks the ball with his right foot. That's going to be caught on the run. I believe that's Cairo Berry. It is spinning around, but great downfield coverage there by the Vancouver Island Raiders, as that was number 42, Ethan Moran, number 2, Sean Adams, all down the field there on the punt cover team. Great downfield tackle. And there should be one final play here in this first quarter, barring a penalty. As the Rebels take over now at about the 25-yard line. Jesse's in the familiar shotgun with Hardesty to his left. He's going to throw it out. He's got his man. That's Zion Brown Dogby trying to make man miss. Does. As he's finally brought down. The whistle hasn't happened yet. Now it comes in, but good job there by Zion Brown Dogby. So still 3-0 after the first. Should be the final play of the first quarter. So good, that is the final play of the first quarter. So a good first quarter by the Vancouver Island Raiders. And I think if you're Curtis Fieser on this staff, you're pleased with how your team came out to play. And it's tough. It's an unfamiliar, position for the Raiders to be in. This will be the first time they won't make postseason action. And I think the way that they've came out here and played hard and is a good thing. And I think that's something that bodes well for the Raiders, obviously heading into 2023 and these players and the job that Coach Visa has done with the team. As they want to win this, they've come out here with a purpose. They've come out here flying to the football and have given it an A+ effort. So hats off to the Raiders here. And if you're the Rebels, you're happy that you have the lead, but I think you want to expand on this and hopefully make sure the spread is a little wider if in a perfect world for them headed into the second half and fourth quarter of this game. So good first quarter by both teams. A perfect night for football action here on the island. As we start the second quarter, Raiders look to be coming with a blitz as they are right in on the backfield there. Holding call there. So this will be a hold. I think they probably could decline this, as it should bring up a third down, as I'm pretty sure the Rebels did not reach the yardage for a first down. Once again, the Raiders got good penetration there from their D-line. This will be a hold against the Rebels. As they'll come over and deliberate with Coach Visa and ask him what he wants to do. And I'm sure if it's more than third and a couple, he will decline this penalty and send the Rebel punt team onto the field and his punt return team on. So that is the call, holding against the Rebels. So holding against the Rebels, that will be declined by the Raiders. And once again, their defense does a great job and holds. And the Rebels will have to bring out their punt team here. They try and get a number for the deep man for the Raiders. He's got kind of facing us to the side there. Looks like it might be 87, Desjardins. Simon Hales kicks the ball off. It's going to be number 27, excuse me, with the return. I think that's Will Adams trying to make a couple man miss. Nice downfield tackle there. That was number 16 for the Rebels down there in a hurry. That was DeMar Holstein. As he was flying down there, made a nice tackle there on number 27 for the VI Raiders. That it was Will Adams, so probably a little bit too much dancing there for what the Raiders would like. But the good news now is they will get the ball back with decent field position, good field position actually at the 41-yard line. So clock is ticking here. The clock is ticking here, just under 14 minutes left now, first half. Chamaluk's in the shotgun. Rebels look to be coming with the blitz. They hand the ball off. That is going nowhere. That is a really nice defensive play there by big number 97, Tariq Polius, the all-star from this year for the Rebels. He read that perfectly and was able to swarm the Raider running back. That'll be a loss of about 3 on the play, so really nice play there by Polius. That'll set up a passing situation here for Chamaluk and the Raiders offense. Chamaluk barks his signals now. He's got that bunch formation again. He's going to throw away from it again in the direction of Bradbrook. He's there. There's a penalty flag there. We'll see what they call as again they will be. We'll see what the flag is if there's any push-off. They might have called a screening call on number 21. Because that was Jeffrey Ojong. We'll see what the call was. It looks like they're pointing against the Rebels. So we'll see what they are calling here. So it will be pass interference against the Rebels. That'll be number 21. That will be a first down for the Raiders, so it's not a spot foul. But it is a 10-yard penalty against the Westshore Rebels, and that'll bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Raiders at the 52-yard lines. They're getting close to midfield here. Chamaluk under center this time as he hands the ball off. It was a dive. Now it's number 49. Minimal gain, if any, there as the Rebels do a good job defensively. That was Riker Pearson. He's caught a couple passes. Now he's taking a dive out of the backfield for the Raiders. So minimal gain there for the Raider offense. That's number 97 on the play. That's Tariq Polius needing some attention. Once again, thanks for joining us all season long on BCFCTV.com. Also on TELUS, channel 1999 throughout the whole season. That will continue into the playoffs next week. Once again, if you're just joining us, the Valley Huskers defeated the Kamloops Broncos at home earlier today, 32-29. In a really good game in Chilliwack. So the Huskers currently sitting right now in second place, but the Rebels in this game have the opportunity to regain that advantage as big number 97, Polius, comes off gingerly. We'll see how he is. Little ginger on the, looks like his left foot. Hope to see him back soon. So after the 1 yard gain, we'll call it 2nd and 9. Rebels look to be coming with the blitz. Early movement there. I think they're going to get the Raiders because they did blow that play. Rebels jumped, no question, but I think because they were drawn offside, I would imagine. So this should be a penalty against the Raiders. Legal procedure against the Raiders, so 5 yard penalty now, so that'll bring up 2nd and call it 14, 13 and a half, 14. Raiders have liked that bunch formation where they've just bunched to one side, put Bradbrook by himself. They ran that a couple times. We'll see if they come back to that. Bradbrook's out to the left here to our near side in front of our broadcast tower. 4 receivers, quad formation to the right. He's going to look exactly there again. And that is more contact there, no penalty there. I think that's a good no call by the officials there. And I'm sure the Rebels are going to start to pick up on what the Raiders might be doing there with isolating Bradbrook by himself. So anytime they see the bunch and isolating Bradbrook, that's where they've gone. Basically saying our guy can make a catch on your guy. So far tonight we've seen both sides being successful in that one. Bradbrook's come down with at least 1 or 2 of those in the Rebel defense. In that case, Ojong won that particular play. So good job there by the Rebels defense as they will now get off the field, get their offense back on the field as Riker Pearson will be punting here. As the snap is good, puts his, Baca kick is blocked by Gould. He picks it up, look out. That was blocked there, and I didn't think he was going to get that one off. That's a big special team play. I think that was Reese Gould as he just came right in there. Riker Pearson a little slow, in my opinion, on getting that kick off his foot. So a big special teams play there by the Westshore Rebels. And that's what they needed to ignite this crowd here at Starlight. So good opportunity for the Rebels to maybe get the first major of the game with 11:30 left in this second quarter, still leading 3-0. Big play by the special teams for the Rebels. Good opportunity here for Jesse in the offense. Raiders look to be coming with the blitz. He's got to throw this one quick. He does. No flag there as the Raiders came with a blitz. That opened up the middle of the field there. A great read there by Jesse as he just tried to zip that one into the all-star receiver, Kieran Passon, number 8 for the Rebels. He got inside on his guy. Rebels briefly thought there might have been a little tug on Kieran, but no flags on the play and not too much seemingly disagree after that call. So almost a big play from Jesse to Passant, but that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now. Clock ticking, under 11 minutes left here at Starlight. Jesse's in the shotgun. Raiders coming again with the blitz. Throws this one to Cairo Berry off the outside. He's got to make at least one man miss. Gets outside. Should have enough for the first down as he's banged out of bounds right around the 22, 23 yard line. So it looked to be about a gain of 14 or 15 on that one and enough for a Rebel first down. Good play there by Cairo Berry as when he first got that pass, all of a sudden he knew he was going to have to make at least one man miss. He's very fast. You see him all year long in the special teams plays, making people miss. There you saw it obviously on the offensive side of the ball as he made a man miss, got to the outside and moved the sticks for his team. Jesse fakes the handoff. Now he's going to throw it out to Eli Nelms-Horton. Spins around. Nice defensive play there by Sean Adams on the far side. That'll be about a 7 yard gain, we'll call it, but on the very far side of the field here. Sean Adams, the lone all-star for the Vancouver Island Raiders. Very deserving for that accomplishment. Nice tackle there in the open field against a big receiver in Eli Nelms-Horton. The former VI Raider himself a few years back. Clock ticking here. Rebels very deliberate here coming to the line of scrimmage as Jesse barks his signals and looks around. Raiders once again coming on the blitz. Jesse stands in, throws it. Rebels are looking for either a flag of some kind. There looked to be some miscommunication on that play. And now with exactly 10 minutes left here in the second quarter, once again the Raiders have done what they needed to do, and that's hold the Rebels to a field goal opportunity. So this should be about a 29-yard attempt for Simon Hales. No wind here. There's flags aren't moving too much here at Starlight. The snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is no good. So that they're saying it was wide right. So good job there by the Raiders as they not only do they hold the Rebels to a field goal opportunity, the Rebels do not connect. So that's a rouge for the Westshore Rebels and makes the score 4-0 for the Westshore Rebels here with 9:45 left. Second quarter. Once again, great job by the VI Raider defense as they were flying around making plays. Rebels had an opportunity to make a play, just didn't connect on that second down pass. So Raiders will take the ball 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line here. Clock is ticking here. Chomaluk still in at quarterback, as I think he's been most of the year for the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. Almost pretty much every snap. Oh, out of the reach of Bradbrook as they were trying to run a slant pattern with him. Chomaluk took a shot there right at the end of that play, but got the ball out of his hands, looking for Bradbrook, his one of his favorite receivers. And that'll bring up second down for the Raiders here at their own 35-yard line. We'll try and get an out-of-town score update from Prince George. As a couple minutes ago, we're just checking our ticker here, and it looks like it's 14-0. The Okanagan Sun leading the Prince George Kodiaks up in Prince George. Chomaluk throws it in. He's got his man. That's a strike. Number 83, Desjardins, again, I believe with the reception there. He's going to be a little short of this first down. So decision time here for Curtis Visa, as I think the Raiders are going to be about a yard short. If you're the Raiders, and I would tend to agree here, you're going. So 14-0, as I mentioned, the Okanagan Sun leading the Prince George Kodiaks. Kodiaks concluding their inaugural season, their last home game of this year. As Chomaluk goes straight ahead, gets a bit of a push, got way more than enough. He's got about 4 yards on that one probably. That'll be more than enough for a Raider first down as they get a good push there. Sun look to cap their regular season with a perfect 10-0 as they head into the playoffs as the number 1 seed, and the road to the BCFC playoffs will go through the Apple Bowl. They will play, as we mentioned, the defending national champion Langley Rams. We'll love nothing more than knock the Sun off next week. Chomaluk's in the shotgun here. He's going to look to his left, throws it out. He's got Bradbrook again. Makes Ojong miss. Look out, Marin Bradbrook's into Rebel territory. Finally brought down as he's tripped up, but big gain there for Bradbrook as once he got away from Ojong, green grass in front of him, and he makes a massive play there. Raiders knocking on the door here, deep into Rebel territory. Well, good gain there, but down inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 33. So not quite scoring position there, but you see right there where Bradbrook gets away from Ojong. And then it's open field and finally brought down after a great game by Bradbrook and Chomaluk as they connect for at least the third or fourth time tonight. So clock under 7 minutes left here. Fans start to get on it and cheer for their defense. As Chomaluk's in the shotgun, 4 receivers to the right. We'll see if he comes back to Bradbrook again. He does. He's incomplete. A little bit of contact there. Once again, the theme of this first half is isolating Bradbrook and throwing it up and letting him make a play. Yep. The Rebels have to be know what's happening. Late flag here thrown. As we'll see what that infraction is. I think somebody might have said something. This is looks to be an objectionable conduct against the Rebels. As that is not a good penalty there for the White Rebels to take. So now the Raiders will be just inside the 25-yard line. Blitz looks to be coming here. Chomlik's better throw this. Look out, he's trying to get away. He's got good decision there as he's able to throw that one away. It's incomplete on the far side as he was looking in the direction of, I think that's Desjardins on the very far side of the field. But Chomlik does a good job spinning away because he had a host of red uniforms right on his lap. So good job, as that could have easily been a 8 or 10 or 12-yard loss easily, but Chomlik was able to get away, get out of the pocket, throw the ball. Wasn't able to connect with Desjardins, but 2nd and 10 is a whole lot better than 2nd and 22. So clock still ticking here. Chomlik's going to now roll out to his right, throw the ball off his back foot. Didn't get a whole lot into that one. It's going to be caught on the far side, out of bounds. That was Josh Hoyt, I believe. Or sorry, that's not Josh on that far side, but looks like number 30, I believe. We'll see it on our replay screen. No, we won't get a replay, but good. Rebel did catch the ball on that particular play, but was out of bounds. So Rebels defense does what they need to do. They get a hold. It is 3rd down. Looks like the Raiders might be going for this. No, they are going to try a field goal. So looking to cut into this 4-0 Rebel lead here with 6 minutes left. As this will be about a 30-yard attempt for number 26, Andrew Mattis. Snap is good, holds down, kick is up, kick is good. That'll make the score. The Westshore Rebels 4, the Vancouver Island Raiders 3, with 5:42 left in the second quarter here. Bit of a hockey score, soccer score, but low scoring nonetheless here, 4-3. Rebels defense gets what they need there, which is a hold, the field goal. Bit of a line drive right through there for 30 yards out, as long as it goes through the uprights. That's all that matters. So good job there by the Raiders as they get their first points of the day. And so the Rebels are electing to get the Raiders to kick this ball off. And with guys like Ojong and Jaron Hardesty and Zion Brown-Dogby, a lot of talented guys that can be back there. A lot of talented players can be take one to the house easily if you're a Westshore Rebel fan. As Mattis will kick this one off. He's going to do a short kick. Why not? The Raiders look to have been offside, so this probably won't matter on the play, but we thought we might see some trickery, some gambles, and why not if you're the VI Raiders? So they're probably going to be offside on this play, so the Rebels will likely decline that penalty. They did recover the onside kick, so they're making their way. Their offense is making the way onto the field here.
What I need you to do is flexing and extending your knee. Like bending it fully and extending it forward. Then extend.
It was offside against the Raiders. That'll be declined. So the Rebels will take over. The good news for the Rebels, even after that kick, is they do get good field position out of it. So they will get scrimmaging just inside their own 45-yard line here. Another good crowd here at Starlight. Great night for football action here on the island. So it was over on the other side of the field, and lots of kids out here in their uniforms cheering the Rebels on. So awesome to see that kind of stuff. So Rebels now throw it. Jesse throws it. Got Passant, makes one man miss. Cross midfield into Raider territory. Gain of about 16 on that play. As you saw the talent of number 8, Kieran Passant on that play as he goes for about 16 as he just made a man miss. Got into the open field, lowered his shoulder, and made a play. So that energized the Rebel bench. As you see, Jesse, as he claps, looks out to the left. Passant's right there, has him. Right there, Passant just gets outside and then finishes the play strong as he runs into all-star to all-star into Sean Adams. Rebels now into Raider territory, 1st and 10. Clock ticket, under 5 minutes left here. As Jesse flicks it out to Hardesty on the toss play. Nice defensive play by the Raiders. Ball came out. I think the Rebels got back on this. They do. But that's a really good job of defense by the Vancouver Island Raiders, as that was a stick. I didn't get a number there as I was watching the ball when it came out of Hardesty's hands. But that's a good defensive play by the VI Raiders as Hardesty got stuck there. The Raiders have come here to battle, and I'm sure the message all week long was, let's go knock these guys off and ruin the party. So good job by Coach Visa and the Raiders coaching staff. Getting the boys prepared. Rebels looking to sway momentum on their favor as Jesse's going to drop back. He's going to look to throw the ball. He's got number 18, Cairo Berry. Nice play there as he does have enough for a first down as he gets about 2 extra yards on that particular play. So they should have a first down at about the 38-yard line or so. Good job there by Cairo Berry as he dangerous as always once he gets his hands on the ball. Jesse, you can see there, Jesse just zips one out there, and Barry's tough in open field like that. He's a tough guy to bring down to the ground, and Raiders do a pretty good job of that, but not before Barry's able to get enough for the first down. Jesse's got 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Blitz is coming for the Raiders. Jesse's flushed out to his left. Look out! Ball comes out. I think the Rebels get on that one again, because they are very lucky. That was number 34 for the VI Raiders, Tyler Ruck, right in there, rucking everything up for the Rebels offense. Of course, we said rucking everything up. It is a family show, so have to keep things PG, or at least rated G. The boys in the roll focus truck love that. There's no reason to bleep anything out tonight, boys. You're good. So Jesse's there in the shotgun. Now 2nd and long there. Rolling to his left again. He's got some time. Throws the ball. Jump ball there. Another nice play as they were looking for number 8, Kieran Passant. 27, Will Adams was there. He knocks that down. Really nice defensive play as we hit the 3-minute warning here at Starlight. And the timing was just a little off there as Will Adams was able to get in the face of Kieran Passant. Knock that ball down, and once again, the Raiders get a hold on defense. 3-minute warning here. Once again, Rebels coming into this game with a 6-3 record. Raiders coming in at 1-8. And Simon Hales will be standing at his own 52-yard line or so. Getting ready to kick this one away. Snap is good. Kicks it right from about midfield. Good kick to the right. The ball's going to go out of bounds, so no return there for the Raiders. So 2:27 left in a hockey/soccer score here. High-scoring soccer hockey game here. 4-3, Rebels leading, 2:27 left. As we'll see what the Raiders try and do on offense here. They've been success getting some passes to Riker Pearson over the middle. Haven't had a whole lot of success running the ball yet, but made a couple plays to Bradbrook. That seems to be one of their go-to guys. Romanoff's been in there as well, so we'll see what they can do here on first down. Inside their own 20-yard line at about we'll call it the 17, it looks like. As Chomaluk's in the shotgun still, 4 receivers to his right. Now he's going to try and throw it out there. As that one, Rebels are waiting for it. That's intercepted by the Rebels. Intercepted on the far side. I'll wait to see if we get a number. It might have been Delaney Robinson. No, it's not. It's number 22, Josh Hoyt. So makes the catch on that one. Big play by the Rebel defense there as Hoyt redeems himself after the one that hit him between the 2 and the 2. As he makes a really nice play here as Chomalock was trying to hope he can get the Rebels to bite. Faked it there, then tried to throw the ball downfield. Hoyt was right there. Another, I think Delaney Robinson was right over there. Isaiah Carlicchia was right there. So Rebels weren't biting on that one. Make a big defensive play. Now are in good field position here and needing to capitalize here on offense with 2:20 left here in the first half. Still leading 4-3. Raiders look to be coming with the blitz. They hand the ball off. Hardesty has to stutter step a couple times. Manages to get 3 or 4 on that play. There is a flag on the play in the neighborhood of where you'd find a hold, and that is exactly what you'll see. Head referee Sandy Baines with the call as the Raiders are pointing, take them back. So could have been a 2nd and 6 or 7. It looks like the Raiders will take the penalty and be looking more like a 1st and 20. So we'll be out. They will take the penalty, so that will be make it 1st and 20 for the Rebels. Screen or draw action potentially here. See what the Rebels dial up here. Clock stopped until the snap happens. 2:14 left. Rebels still leading 4-3 over the Vancouver Island Raiders as the Raider bench gets into it. They come with the blitz again. Jesse's going to look downfield. Well picked up again. That was incomplete. Cairo Berry and Mike Oliva both in the same neighborhood there. Number 44 for the Raiders. That was Jake Smith was also there as well. So that kind of looked like a miscommunication there. It looked like there was 2 Rebel receivers from both, one from the left, one from the right, almost running posts right into each other. So you can see at least two Rebel receivers were in that vicinity, but no harm, no foul on that one. That'll bring up 2nd and 20 now for the Rebels. So passing situation definitely here. As they are inside there at the Raider 48-yard line. Blitz is coming again. This time Jesse's going to be in trouble. Now he's got to just throw this out. He's got Jaron Hardesty nowhere close to enough for a first down as he maybe gets a yard or so on that play. And Raiders swarm tackle again. And unfortunately for the Rebels, Mike Oliva was not able to shake free there. That'll bring up a punting situation after maybe a yard or 2 gain. And you can see the pressure coming from Jesse's backside. He sees it too. And there was no way he was going to break out of that one as the Raider defender had a hold of him. So punting situation again. Simon Hales, the left foot's getting a workout tonight. As he will kick this one, just gets it away as Sean Adams was right in the vicinity. As this will be picked up, there'll be a no yards penalty on that one against the Rebels, but the return was greater than the penalty will be as a 5-yard variety. That was number 15 for the Raiders. Jackson French with the return, so he does the smart thing, picks it up, gets what he can. The flag was against the Rebels on that particular play, but again, the return outweighed what the penalty would have been, so Raiders will get the ball back here. 1:51, still lots of time here. As the fans and the PA announcer try and get the Rebel faithful into the game here tonight. And the cheerleaders, you can hear them on the far side as Chomalock drops back, got some time, zips it out. He's got his man. That's number 83. I think that's Desjardins, I believe, on the far side. It was. Excuse me, that was Hayden Day on the outside. 83, not 86. So good job there by Hayden Day. I think he caught one earlier in the game that we might have said was Desjardins. So Hayden Day with the catch for the Raiders there. He gets about 5 on the play. Raiders trying to move quickly here. Throwing out. This time he's got number 1. He looks to be a little short. That's Dylan Pye with his first catch, I believe, of the day. So Raiders trying to get in the hurry up here. 1:36 left. Raiders are going to be short of this first down, and now it's decision time again for Coach Curtis Visa. Based on what they got in the last sneak, there's probably a fair amount of confidence that he has. So they've got enough there for the first down as they try and push the pile. So a good gain there by the Raiders as they move the sticks there. So timeout now for the, didn't see, they signaled timeout Raiders, but I think it's actually the Rebels who might have called this. As they're going to settle the troops down here. Once again, thank you for joining us on bcfctv.com all season long, including headed into the playoffs, as well as on TELUS, channel 1999. Been a pleasure bringing all the games across the BCFC this year. Lots of close scores. I remember I was chatting with a couple people in the football community, and there's been a lot of close scores, even with the teams that don't have the strongest records this year. A lot of close scores that could have easily gone the other way. So a lot of parity this year, and there's a chance that a very, very good team may not get a chance to host a playoff game even. So as Chamalak drops back, now he's going to throw the ball out of in the direction of number 7. That was Colton Zepik. That was incomplete there as they kind of brought Bradbrook inside, ran Zepik over top, but they weren't able to connect. So 2nd and 10 here. 1:28 left. Clock is stopped here of the incomplete pass. Beautiful night here, as we mentioned off the top. Good crowd here, as you expect would be with the Raiders in town and the Island rivalry. And it's funny, even when you get these teams, one with a stronger record than the other, and even in years past when it's been the other way, always bring big crowds for these games. Regardless of the records, as Chamalak's now rolling to his right, throws to his right, incomplete. I think they're going to get the Rebels for roughing the passer, as Chamalak hit the dirt on that one. As that was number 95, Rainian's Awe. Again, apologize if we're getting any names pronounced wrong. So roughing the passer there. Rebels are going to get their defense off the field, and now it's a 15-yard penalty. And the Raiders will continue to move here. Not a good penalty for the Rebels to take on that one. As now the Raiders are inside Westshore territory at about the 52-yard line, 52.5-yard line. Not a good penalty for the Rebels to take there, as they had their defense off the field after the incompletion. Now Chamalak's got a fresh set of downs. Ran the bunch again. This time they're going to throw the ball again, looking for Bradbrook down the left hand side. Oh, incomplete on the play. As that was in and out of his hands, there was also 2 Rebels, if not 3 Rebels on that one. As you can see now, the Rebels have made the adjustment. When the Raiders isolate Bradbrook against opposite side of the bunch formation, that's why you saw more red sweaters in that one. So adjustments have been made. Now we'll see if the Raiders can understand that the Rebels have made those adjustments and make some of their own and maybe dial something else up. (21-7) the score up in Prince George, thanks to my colleague Paul Short, who's watching a big defensive play there. As there's a sack on the play by the Rebels, and a fumble, and they get it back. So that's a big defensive play there. As Westshore does what they have to do. There is a flag on the play, and we're going to see what they're going to call here. There is a flag. We're not sure what the flag is. My colleague Paul Short, thank you very much. 21-7. The Okanagan Sun are leading the Prince George Kodiaks. Paul gives a shout out to our friends Roll Focus. He said the production's fantastic. So we know he's talking about the awesome camera work and the broadcast crew here. Didn't say anything nice about the play-by-play guy, but that's okay, Paul. We love you. So we'll see as they try and sort this one out here. Right, they're taking a Raider player off. It looks like he's been ejected. That's number 66. As he has been ejected. I'm not sure what. I saw the officials come over and speak to number 66 and also the Raiders sidelines, and it didn't look like there was a lot of arguing. So I'm not sure what number 66 did on that series, but he has been ejected out of this game with 1:10 left in the first half. Rebels still leading 4-3. So I'm not sure what he did on that particular play, but we'll see if we can find out at the half. But Raiders don't look overly happy on that one. As the Rebels will get the ball back after the turnover. Lots has happened since then. So the Rebels now will get the ball back here with 1:10 left. They're looking to expand on their 4-3 lead. Good field position obviously after the penalty as Jesse's going to heave one up. Nice defensive play on the far side by 44. As that was number 44 on the far side of the field. I think that's Jake Smith. It is Jake Smith on the far side. He's made a couple nice plays here. Another flag on the play, as this will be an offside against the Raiders. So the Rebels will accept that penalty, bringing up 1st and 5 here with 1:03 left in the first half. And you got to think the Rebels feel they need to score here. This is a very important drive. I think 7-3 if they can get a field goal opportunity out of this. Hey, they're well within Simon Hale's range. I think that will not be make the Rebels feel too good. So I think their offense obviously wants to punch this one in before the half ends. As Jesse barks his signals, he's got 3 receivers to his left. Now he's going to look to his left. Now he's going to come back with the screen. He's got his man trying to get to the back, into the outfield, open field. He's brought down nicely on the play. Number 45 for the Raiders coming in and making a nice tackle. That was J.D. Mazur. As that kept the game pretty short. Actually ended up losing a yard or two on this one. Clock is ticking now. 54 seconds and counting left. As they're getting instructions from the bench. Now they're going to call a timeout. I think, no, they don't do a timeout. I thought they were. As Jesse barks the signals, now he's going to look to his right, throws to his right, over the head. And that takes a lot to throw over the head of number 3, Eli Nelms-Horton, as he's tall out there. But Jesse airmailed that one with 40.5 seconds left here in the first half. And for the Rebels, again, they'll have to send out their field goal team looking to get a Simon Hales field goal attempt. And this should be another 30-yard attempt. I think his last one was from 30 yards out. As the clock is stopped after the incomplete pass, Hales looks to increase this Rebel lead. Snap is good, hold is down, blocked. And that is blocked by the Raiders. And that is a big play again on the defensive side of the ball. That one, the snap was good on that one. The hold was down. That looked like it was just slow timing. On a 30-yard attempt, Hales has more than enough leg on that one, and I thought he might have just banged that one through. But kudos to the Raider defense as they come in here. You see it off the Hales left-hand side. The Rebels' offense is left, the Raiders' right. And a lot of times plays like that are just effort. So kudos to the Raiders as they were full marks for that play. And they are hanging around in this football game, trailing by just a single point. With 34.8 seconds left here, we'll see what they try and do on offense. Not much in the way of a running game tonight for the Raiders, but passing has been okay. Chomoluk's been on, throws the ball out. He's got Badbrook. That's one he'd like to have back as he was turning and the ball was right there. Would have been a tougher catch, but as he was coming right out of his break there. But I think a receiver of Brad Brooks' talent feel he should have made that catch. So 31 seconds left here. Rebels have to think here if they can get a hold to potentially, I think they still have one timeout left to potentially use that and force a Raiders kick. Clock won't start until the ball is snapped here. 31 seconds left. Chamalak's in the shotgun again. Raiders look to be pushing for more points here as they're going to throw one. They've got Bradbrook trying to get into open field. Made a man miss. Finally brought down. He's got enough for the first down as he's got probably about 15 yards on that play. Raiders going to call a timeout here. 23.4 seconds left. And they're pushing for more points here. There's 23.4 seconds left. Raiders call a timeout, and they're sound like they're going to keep pushing here for more yards, hopefully, before the end of the half here. Been aggressive in this first half. (4-3), as we mentioned, low-scoring defensive affair. Both teams getting a field goal, and the Rebels adding a rouge off a missed field goal to get to this 4-3 game. 23.4 seconds left here, first half. As Chamalak's going to look over the middle. Dangerous throw there as he was looking in the direction of number 14. That was Harmon Ahuja. Dangerous throw there, and that's a tough throw as the Rebels are now backing up. Their secondary's loosening up a little bit because they don't want anything over their head. And there was a linebacker right there. Didn't quite see the number, but he knows he's down, face down on the ground right there, knowing he probably should have had that one. So dangerous throw. I think that was number 28 for the Rebels, who was knocked that one down. Devon Young has been a player of the week this year in the BCFC earlier this season. 4 receivers now. Bradbrook's isolated again. This time Chamalak's going to throw it to the wide side. It's intercepted on this play. That's number 28. We just talked about him. Look out, Devon Young into open field. I don't think anybody's going to catch him. That'll be a touchdown. Westshore Rebels with 3 seconds left on the clock. A massive mistake by the Raiders as Devon Young makes a play. And the Rebels expand their lead now. 9-3 with the extra point coming. 10-3 with the extra point coming. That's a tough way from what should be either the second to last play after this convert, or last play after the convert, to end the half for the Raiders as they were hanging right there at 4-3. Great job there by the Rebels as they read that one. Devon Young, we just talked about him. He's a playmaker. He makes a play, takes that one to the house. And you can see a host of red uniforms were leading him down the left-hand side, and no one was going to catch him there. Dylan Pye was trying to catch him. As Hales looks to add the extra point, does, despite a valiant effort from Sean Adams looking to get in there and block the extra point. So 11-3, the Rebels still lead now. As I believe this should be, we'll see what the Raiders do here. That's a tough play right at the end of that first half for them on offense. Even if they were able to get Devon Young down, the interception, the SAT hurt, that's a momentum killer, but taking it to the house will be something that stings the Raiders going into this first half or halftime. As the Rebels will be kicking off here, they might just squib this one down. As Bradbrook and I think that's Romanoff deep for the Raiders. 3.1 seconds left. 3.1 seconds left. Hales will kick this one off. As he kicks it deep in the direction of Bradbrook, it'll bounce in front of him. He picks it up on the hop, coming to his left. Now comes towards the middle of the field. Look out. Oh, he makes a couple man miss into the open field. That'll be the end of the first half after a good return by Bradbrook. Has a bit of rough stuff right before the half. Maybe a little frustrations after the Rebels, because that'll be the final play of the first half. An entertaining first half here at Starlight Stadium as the Rebels get a little momentum right near the half. 11-3. They lead this now. 11-3 here at Starlight. Entertaining first half for the Raiders. Great job. Have to be happy with how they played. They've come in here. They battled hard. Great job preparing their boys. For the Rebels, I think they're probably not the happiest after they didn't get that touchdown right near the end of the half. There wouldn't be very many happy faces going in the Rebel locker room. So we will take a break here at Starlight Stadium. Once again, thanks for joining us tonight, wherever you're joining us in from. I'm Tyler McLaren on BCFCTV.com. And we'll take a break and join you for the second half action here at Starlight.
My name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. And more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options. And people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So I used to frame for Harold 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Cameras ready, audio set, and we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the TC 10K. This is it. We're here. We've been waiting all year for this.
Well, being in the lead is always a nice position because you have a vantage point where you can see everybody.
The hometown fans in support, and there it is. Genevieve Lalonde takes the gold of Canada.
We were living in a difficult time when language was forbidden.
Gone to the inside. Carlson and Midgley get together. Carlson takes the lead.
Jamar on the tip. Yes, he can.
It is Canada's game.
Just score!
Great show, everybody.
Starlight Stadium. I'm Tyler McLaren here at broadcasting today's game on BCFCTV.com. The Westshore Rebels and the Vancouver Island Raiders, the rivalry, the Battle of the Rock. And it was a battle in the first half of football. The Rebels did get a late touchdown to expand their lead from 4-3 to 11-3, so they will start this third quarter with an 8-point lead over the Vancouver Island Raiders in a hard-hitting, well-played football game in the first half. And I think for both of these teams, if you're the Raiders, besides that last play, you got to be pretty happy with how their team played. They came out, and it's a credit to their coaching staff and organization. Their players came out with a purpose today. And I was talking to a couple people at the half, and that's something that is really good to see, as they're going to finish this season, finish as strong as they can, leave with some positive stuff headed into 2023. So hats off to the Raiders for their first half action. Rebels, I think they expected a little bit better, and they're where they want to be is in a better position and playing a little bit better than they are right now. I think that'd be the first thing that they would say to their team at halftime is they want to be playing better heading into the playoffs. And they're obviously a talented football team. They wouldn't be 6-3 if they weren't. But I think they want to start to play the way they played earlier in the year, the way they played throughout the year, and especially here at home where they've been very difficult to play against. I think they really want to come out and set a tone here in the second half here, win a football game, hopefully expand or keep this lead, get the 2 points, get the number 2 seed, and sit back and wait for the Valley Huskers to come in here next week. So should be an exciting half of football action here. Again, the Rebels leading 11-3. We're just underway. A flag right off the opening whistle here as the Raiders will get the ball here. They have 12-man in the huddle there. So that will be a penalty early for the Raiders. With 12-man in the huddle, so a 5-yard penalty here. 14:40 just underway here at Starlight Stadium. No offensive touchdowns in that first half of action here for either one of the teams. A defensive touchdown for the Rebels, to a field goal each, and a single point for the Rebels is where we're at now. As the Raiders take the ball, play action, trying to set up the screen over the head of number 43, it looked like, for the Raiders. That'll be incomplete, setting up 2nd and 15. As they sniffed out that screen, and that's a tough play call to have if you're the Raiders, because they're trying to do it off of play action, but to have the Rebels defense or any defense respect the play action, you have to establish a run. And as we pointed out, there wasn't a whole lot of running success by the Raiders in that first half. We don't have any official stats with us today, but the bulk of the Raiders offense, and they had some really nice plays, were through the air. Chomiluk to his receivers, so 2nd and 15 now. Chomiluk looks to his right. Now he's going to come back, throw one down. He's got Bradbrook there. Delaney Robinson. That's a catch by Bradbrook, and a really nice one of that. Nice throw by Chomiluk. The defender kind of lost his footing and stumbled right around midfield. And Delaney Robinson was a little slow getting over there, trying to help his defender out there. And Bradbrook once again on the outside there, as you'll see it on a replay here. Chomiluk's got lots of time to throw, steps into this throw. Bradbrook's at the top of the screen. He's going to throw it right there. Does have a Rebel defender. Right there, the Rebel defender lost his where Bradbrook was. And that ball kind of hung up, but not long enough for Delaney Robinson to come over there and knock that one down. So huge play by the Raiders as they are now right smack dab at midfield. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. Chomiluk hands the ball off straight up the middle there. Still running there, still fighting, driving the legs. Gain of about 2 or 3. And again, it's little plays, a flag here. As I think that both teams, as it looks to be an injured Rebel on the field. So we'll get a break in action. We'll try and get some updates from the other game in Prince George. We did have an update some time ago, but at that time it was, so we just got a relatively recent update. Thank you to Blake Robertson as Chihuahuas up in Kelowna. As that is 28-7 in Prince George. The Okanagan Sun leading there over the Prince George Kodiaks. Once again, the Sun looking to head into the postseason, a perfect 10-0. Have the playoffs, go through the Apple Bowl, as they will play the defending national champion Langley Rams next week. Game time for that one will be 4 o'clock. BCFC released that earlier today, so 4 o'clock game. in Kelowna at the Apple Bowl. The other semifinal game, we don't know where it will be until the conclusion of this game tonight. We do know it will be the Valley Huskers, victorious earlier today. 39-29 over the Kamloops Broncos. 32-29, excuse me, over the Kamloops Broncos. As it's good to see the Rebel defender to his feet. And you never want to lose anybody if you're the Rebels or any team headed into the playoffs. So great to see. We'll try and get a number there. It's number 90. Can't see because he's got his hand kind of right over where his number would be, where his number is. So he can't. It's definitely a defensive lineman. And I think it's either 95 or 99. I can see a 9, but I can't see the other number. But he's in a lot of pain as he comes off the field. And it looks to be a shoulder injury. You never like to see this as he's grimacing as he comes off the field. We hope he's okay. His teammates are kind of having a little bit of fun and joking with him, so hopefully he's able to get some attention and come back in this game, or at least into the playoffs. It looks like number 99, as that is Ford Brown. Nemea Ford Brown. Again, apologize if there's any pronunciation mistakes. As we hope, it looks like his left shoulder, and he's in a fair amount of pain as the Rebels medical team attends to him in the shelter right below me to the right here. A good run there off tackle by the Raiders as we get back to action there and hope that the Rebel defender can come back in this game, but good run there by the Raiders. One of their better runs of this game there on first down as they go off the right-hand side for a gain of about 7 on the play. I think that was Jason Henderson on the last carry. As I was watching what was happening before below me. There's Henderson again trying to go. Look at him drive his leg, spins off. A-plus effort there by number 5 as there looks to be, he's coming back to his feet. I thought there was an injured Raider on the play. As that's number 5, Jason Henderson. 2 good runs in a row, gets him a first down. Raiders are marching here in the third quarter. Under 3 minutes, gone in this third quarter, 11-3. Rebels still leading the VI Raiders after the late touchdown on defense by Devon Young. Long interception return there. Expanded the Rebels lead right before halftime. The Raiders marching here as Chomiluk's under center. Hands the ball up, no play action pass. Now Chomiluk's going to run, look for a holding penalty. There isn't one. Chomiluk's got the corner. He's got a first down, much more. He's trying to get down near the goal line. Finally banged out of bounds on the far side. Looked to be down around the 3 or so yard line. As Chomiluk got the corner there, and there was green grass in front of him. And he shows his legs there with a great run there. That's a nice run there by Chomiluk. As you see right there, he's got the corner now, and now it's just a foot race. And he gets the corner, now he cuts back, and he looks like he's just banged out of bounds around the 3, maybe 4 yard line. As now Chomiluk's under center again, might be Jason Henderson time as they hand the ball off. It looks like a dive play there as the Raiders look to push their way in. He's not in. Got some positive yards there, but I think he might be down to maybe the 2 yard line. They were on the 3, so hard to tell from our vantage point up here. But the plays look to be coming in now for Chomiluk on the offense. As they look like they're on the 2 now, so minimal gain there. Surprised they didn't give that last play to Jason Henderson as he had a couple of really nice runs earlier on that drive. Now Chomiluk's going to take it himself, push forward, touchdown, Vancouver Island. Chomiluk goes off the left side, makes one man kind of duck his head, and now Chomiluk's into the end zone as it's now 11-9. As the Raiders cut into the Rebel lead, 11-9 now, and the Raiders are going to go for 2 here. Why not? As they're down 2 points, looking to tie this game up. 10:33 left in the third quarter, and a big play here by the Raiders. Chomiluk used his legs there, great job. And the Raiders are in the end zone now, trailing 11-9. with 10:33 left in the third quarter. And this is a big play. It could be tied up, or the Rebels will hold here as Chomaluk hands the ball. No, he fakes it. He's not going to get there. He throws the ball. Valiant effort by Chomaluk there. Very, very nice play by the Rebels defense. And trying to get a number. That's number 44 was right in there. I believe that was 44 for Westshore. Praise Odegon. Isaiah Karlikia as well was in there for that one. And they sniffed that out. They were trying to play action and roll Chomaluk. Good job there by the Rebels defense. So they will keep a 2-point lead here. 11-9 here. As Chomaluk comes to the bench, a little bit limping there. As he took a pretty big hit. And you'll see it right here on the replays. He there's the play action pass. He comes off the edge. Perfectly played there by the two Rebel defenders. And Chomaluk has nowhere to go and just valiantly tries to throw that ball in the direction of the receiver, but 2-point convert was unsuccessful. Westshore Rebels still lead 2 points, 11-9, 10:33 left in the third quarter. The Rebels will be getting the ball back. They've got Hardesty and Ojong deep, standing around their own 10-yard line as they're going to kick this onside again. This is a live ball. Look out. The Raiders have it. Very much a lot of confusion there for the Westshore Rebels. It's almost like a couple of the guys in the front line didn't know that's a live football. So Raiders execute the onside kick. They get it back now in Rebel territory at about the 40-yard line. And we'll see if Chomaluk comes back out. He was limping as he kind of came off the field, but there's Chomaluk now coming back out. So a little bit of a limp there by Chomaluk. So I'd be surprised to see him run at least right away. And Jason Henderson looked to have been 12. Raiders looked to have had 13 in the huddle there, but so under center there's Chomaluk again, hands the ball off. Not much there. It's good job there by the Rebels defensive line as they stiffen as big number 92. Omari Hastings with some penetration there for the Rebels defensive line. And the Raiders are trying to establish the run. They didn't really get much of it going in the first half at all. Had a couple nice runs here with Jason Henderson. Of course, Jason played running back last year with the Raiders. Had a very good year for them. It's kind of been switched. He switched over to the defensive side of the ball throughout a lot of this year, but had a couple good runs here to start the third quarter here as we're at 9:35 here, left third quarter. Rebels still leading 11-9. As Chomaluk drops back, he's going to throw the ball down the field. Oh, the little Delaney Robinson was right there, and that was intended for Bradbrook. And they've had a good one-on-one matchup as Delaney Robinson came over to help out on the far side. Number 4 also was in there over on that side, Ron Wawa. So Rebels defense, after the Raiders get the onside kick, do a good job there of not allowing any yards, let alone first down or points. So, but for the Raiders, probably happy. They got a momentum change. They got the touchdown before that, got the onside kick. Now they're kicking. They're going to be snapping from about the 42-yard line. Could we see some more trickery from the Raiders here? They're in a position, although it is 3rd and 12. So maybe not the yardage that they might want to try something, but Riker Pearson will be kicking the ball from inside Rebel territory as this one's kicked out, bobbled on the play, and no return there, as I think that was Cairo Berry on the far side of the field. And he's usually, if it was Cairo, I can't see by the number, but I think it was. I'm pretty sure that was number 18, Cairo Berry. So bobble on that one, and that could have been disastrous for the Rebels had he not been able to hold on to that one. Once again, thank you for joining us tonight, a Saturday night, a beautiful night here at Starlight Stadium. The Rebels still clinging to an 11-9 lead. Beautiful night. The Rebels will be scrimmaging. Raiders look to be coming with a blitz. Jesse zips it out. He's got Cairo Berry open field. He's a tough guy to bring down. He makes a man miss. Now out in the open field again. Finally thrown out of bounds in front of the Rebels bench. The Rebels are looking for a flag. Nothing, none has come yet. As number 23, Blake Johnson, was over there for the Raiders. No flags there. The Rebels thought there might have been one, but Cairo Berry's a tough guy to bring down in open field. Johnson's a pretty good tackler for the Raiders, and he was beelining it over to try and corral the Rebel receiver, so that's enough for a first down there. T. Jesse's in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Passant running the under route. Now that's where he's going to look. He's got Passant trying to get some open field in front of him. Look out, he's fast. He's around the corner. Kieran Passant just turned on the Jets down the sidelines. He is going to score. That is a massive play by Kieran Passant, and just what the doctor ordered. And the Rebels now expand their lead to 17-9 with the extra point coming, and that's a massive play for that Rebel offense. As Kieran Passant makes his mark on that play. So he ran an under route, and we'll see if we get a highlight. As a couple people on the Rebels bench are saying wow as they just watch Kieran Passant. He comes from Jesse's left. You'll see him coming right under. As soon as he's got it there. Now look, you see Raider defenders right there, and once Passant gets the edge, that's what he does. And I mean, he just ran right by a fast DB in Blake Johnson, a good DB in Blake Johnson. So nice play by Kieran Passant, and that's why he is now a 2-time All-Star. And so many people should keep their eye on moving forward. Simon Hales with the extra point, bangs it up, bangs it through. Expanding the Rebel lead now to 18-9 after the good response by the Rebels. That is exactly what they needed after the Raiders got the touchdown, cut the lead. They didn't tie it up on the 2-point convert. They get the onside kick. Rebels do exactly what they need to do, and that's respond. And that's what you expect out of good teams and teams that want to make long playoff runs, as the Rebels do this year. But that's a massive, massive play from T. Jesse to Kieran Passant, all-star to all-star. As the fans continue to cheer and are a little bit still buzzing over that long run by Kieran Passant. Long touchdown catch. And what should have been a relatively short game turned into an explosive one. And a score for the Rebels as Hales kicks this one up down to Brad Brook around the 10-yard line. Cuts to his right. Now he's going to come back straight up the middle. Look out, we had a couple men to miss. And he was going to be in green grass territory or green turf territory. As the dangerous Brad Brook with a good return there for the Raiders. Takes them just inside their own 35. He makes 1 or 2 men miss, and a guy like Brad Brook is off to the races as well. So good return there by Brad Brook. Can't quite break it totally. Exciting third quarter action here. I'm sure many are tuning in all around the conference, especially I'm sure watching very intently in Chilliwack and the Valley Huskers. I'm sure many people are tuned in there. And no doubt the Valley Huskers will be cheering for the Vancouver Island Raiders tonight. So again, a 1-4 game. The Okanagan Sun will play the Langley Rams at the Apple Bowl next Saturday, 4 p.m. We know these Westshore Rebels will play the Valley Huskers. We just don't know where. So that will be determined tonight. As we're nearing the halfway mark of this third quarter action, Rebels doubling up on the Raiders right now, 18-9. Still anybody's ball game. Chamaluk's in the shotgun formation, barks the signals. Now he's going to look to his right. He's got tremendous pressure there. Now he's finally brought down by, it looks like, number 44. That is Praise Odegon with a really nice defensive play there, and he's made a couple now in the second half as he's making his mark here. Very athletic play there by Praise. As that is a loss of, it looks like about 10, maybe 9 on the play. So second and long for the Raiders. Needing a big play to keep the yard markers moving in their favor down the field. 6:40 left. As Chomilok's going to look. He's throwing it. Dangerous throw. That's intercepted by 22, Josh Hoyt. That, I think, is his second of the night. As that's a tough throw. Chomilok's got his hands on his head, and he knows he should not have thrown that one. That was a tough throw, and you could see he was trying, if we get a replay, he was trying to fit that in a really, really, really tight window. As thanks to our awesome crew here, we're going to get that replay. As you can see, Chomilok just forces that one in there, and that's a tough throw because he's got to drop it over the first level, or the Rebel linebackers, and in front of the Rebel secondary. So tough throw. As soon as Chomilok let it go, he knew he probably shouldn't have let that one go. So Jesse and the offense back on the field now, looking to add to their 9-point lead. As Jesse takes a short drop, throws the ball out. He's got Mike Oliva in the flats, stumbles. Turf Monster got him. That'll still be about a 4 or 5 yard gain. As Mike Oliva with a good catch. He could have made some big plays, a big play there had he not tripped on the play. Another tough guy to bring down in the open field. Because I think there is an injured Raider on the far side of the field. It looks like number 23, Blake Johnson. As we got an out-of-town scoreboard update. And that is 35-7. The Okanagan Sun now lead the Prince George Kodiaks in the third quarter. Up in Prince George at Massett Stadium. Thank you, Paul Short, for that update up in Prince George. Paul's at home giving us updates, so we appreciate that. I don't know if he's petting a chihuahua or not, but he is at home giving us updates. And we miss him here, and we'll see him next week. At least the Westshore Rebels hope we see him next week here at Starlight Stadium. So that's what they're trying to do, is punch their ticket to the number 2 seed with a victory here tonight. Raiders trying to knock their island rivals off and do the Valley Huskers a favor here and make that game next weekend in Chilliwack. Lots of action, lots of plays here still to be made. So Rebels need to make one here at second and we'll call it 6 after the 4-yard gain by Oliva. It's good to see the Raider defender come off on his own steam. Raiders coming with the blitz here. Jesse bobbles a bit of a high snap, gets it out of his hands, and that's going to be incomplete on the play. That was in the direction of Eli Nelms-Horton. He probably should have had that one. It looks like the Rebels are going to go for this one. This is a big play here. If the Raiders can get a hold, get a momentum change. Defense is trying to fire it up for the Raiders defense here. The Rebels equally loud here on their bench, trying to get the offense a jolt here and get them 6 yards here. It looked like the early movement, but there's no flags. In the direction of Hardesty. That's incomplete again. That'll be a turnover on downs as the Raiders defense does their job. And they get the turnover on downs. And now the Raiders will take it back over on offense. And you can see if T can get this ball up, you can see Hardesty leak out. There is a lot of open field there for Hardesty to work with. That was just an incomplete pass, unfortunately, if you're a Rebel fan, or turnover on down. So Raiders get the ball back. They'll be scrimmaging 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. Chomilok hands the ball off. Good run there as it was going to go off the left-hand side. That's Jason Henderson. Another good run for him on first down, as that was supposed to go off the left-hand side, kind of an outside zone read action, and he ended up cutting back more up the middle and gets about 6.5, 7 yards. So good run again by Henderson here, and he's had a few of those in the second half. Clock ticking as we're 4:40 left here, third quarter. Raiders looking to move the chains here. I formation again. Balance 2 receivers to each side. Chamaluk once again hands the ball out. Another first down as Jason Henderson here is making his mark here in the backfield as he's turning back the clock to 2021 when he was very effective in this role for the Vancouver Island Raiders. And Jason Henderson here has been good in the third quarter carrying the ball, and he's a load. As he moves the pile forward, gets a first down on the play. As it'll be 1st and 10 now. Chamaluk hands the ball off the left-hand side again. Good positive gain. That's about a 4-yard gain again, so positive yards here. Raiders are getting close to their own 50-yard line at about the 49 now. Bit of confusion on the Rebels sidelines. As they looked to have been short a man, then they realized they weren't, so Rebels were forced to call a timeout here. There's a bit of miscommunication. Once again, thanks for joining us on BCFCTV.com. Tyler McLaren in the broadcast booth here. Out of action scoreboard tonight. The Okanagan Sun once again leading big in Prince George, looking to complete a 10-0 perfect regular season. Kodiak's looking to not drop to 1-9, but that looks to be what's going to happen in Prince George. The Langley Rams, the defending national champions, they have a bye this weekend, so they'll be getting rested, getting healthy for their semifinal date with the Okanagan Sun. Earlier today in Chilliwack, the Valley Huskers beat the Kamloops Broncos, as we mentioned a couple times, 32-29, and what a great football game from everything that I've heard throughout the day. So congratulations to the Huskers on finishing the record of the season strong at 7-3. Chamaluk's in a lot of trouble here, and he's in the dirt. That'll be a sack. As it looks like the Raiders will send out their punt team here with 3:05 left in the third quarter. Playoffs will start next week, the semifinals, and then the Cullen Cup Championship will be the following weekend, October 22nd. That'll be at the home of the highest place finisher, so could be in at the Apple Bowl in Kelowna, could be at Starlight Stadium here in Langford, could be in Exhibition Stadium in Valley, whoever the highest seed is. The Raiders kick this one, low line drive kick to the left-hand side. That'll go out of bounds around the 42-yard line, so decent field position here for the Rebels. Following that game, the BCFC champion, the Cullen Cup champion, will head to Ontario to play the winner of the Ontario Football Conference champion on October the 29th. So that will be the CJFL semifinal game in Ontario. And then 2 weeks after that, the winner of that game will head to the Prairies to play the Prairie Football Conference, or their conference champion. So it'll be a trip, hopefully, for a BC team to the Prairies in the middle of November, on November 12th, the Canadian Bowl. As early flags here, probably a false start, or excuse me, a procedure against the Rebels, I'm assuming. The Canadian Bowl set for November 12th at the home of the PFC champion, or whoever wins the conference in the Prairies. Right now, the Regina Rams are the front runners at perfect 7-0. But competitive year out in the Prairies as well, as you're seeing a solid season for the Winnipeg Rifles, as they've played some great football against the top teams like the Hilltops, Prairie Thunder. And the Huskies are perking up at the right time as well. So lots of exciting action in the Prairie Football Conference. And no real clear-cut winner, I don't think, although people may lean towards the Prairie Thunder just because they are at 7-0. Zipped out here to Zion Brown. The talented Rebel rookie is thrown out of bounds right in front of the Rebels bench. As Jacob Gilman is up and out of that sea of red right in front of the Rebel bench. So lots of exciting action. I know the BC teams are eager to hopefully keep the Canadian Bowl trophy in BC. So second down, and we'll call it 9 here. As Jesse's going to throw, look out, Kieran Passant's got it. Look out, he's going to score again. Kieran Passant into the end zone for his second major of this second half, and he has single-handedly almost blown this game wide open. As that's another long one here for number 8, the All-Star from Regina. Speaking of Regina, that is a hell of a play by Kieran Passant, and he has exploded here in the second half. And if we do get a replay here, you're going to see the Raider defender kind of cuts under Kieran, and as soon as that happens and he's got separation in behind, that is pitch and catch. And Jesse makes a good shot here as he's throwing to Passant all the way. Right there, the Raider defender comes underneath. Then you see the speed again. And that is a hell of a play. There is no other word other than that for Kieran Passant as he makes his mark in this one at the right time. And we saw, and I've heard what Colton Meikle did in the Kamloops Broncos in their game today, and now you're seeing another elite receiver, a top-end talent in the conference, Kieran Passant, saying, anything you can do, I might be able to do better. And it's fun watching guys like this, talented guys who can play the game at an elite level. And they're two of the best in our conference. And there's a lot of good ones, but those two are maybe a peg above some of the other guys. And bright futures for both those guys. And it'll be exciting to watch them play at the next level and with CFL aspirations for both of them. So big score there. Rebels extend their lead, 25-9 now. And that's the beauty of having big play players in your lineup. And that's exactly what they do. So even if your offense is, I wouldn't say struggling, but I think if you ask Rob Lervold and the Rebels offense, I think they'd like to establish Jaron Hardesty a little more on the run, get him more involved. But it is a nice luxury to have a guy like Kieran Passant, a guy like T. Jesse, that they can make plays like the two that you've seen here in the second half. And even if you're not clicking, and I'm sure the Rebels will probably say they're not clicking to what they want to be clicking at, a play like that, bang, bang, and there's 14 points. So 1:10 left here. Rebels now expand their lead, 25-9. And there must have been a penalty against the Raiders because the Rebels are scrimmaging or kicking this ball from the Raider 50-yard line. Simon Hales, lots of options here. He can bang this one as far as he can, which is exactly what he does. Down to Bradbrook in his own end zone, trying to come to his right-hand side. Now he cuts up. Look out as Bradbrook, if he gets out in the open field, he is very dangerous. Another very nice return by Marin Bradbrook as he brings that all the way back to about the 30-yard line, or very close to it. Actually looks like about the 25-yard line. I don't have my Eagle Eyes partner, Paul Short, here tonight, but he would have corrected me and jumped all over that one because his eyes are a whole lot better than mine. But 1:02 left here, so it will be Raiders scrimmaging now from their 25-yard line. Under a minute left here. They need to get a response here. Chombaluk's back in the shotgun. Spent a lot of time under center in this third quarter. Now back in the shotgun. Two backs beside him. Three to his left. Zips it out. Oh, that's one they would like to have back there. And that's the case. I believe that was Hayden Day, number 83. Is that ball hit him right between the 8 and 3, and he's trying to look downfield on that one as he probably catches that every time, but he's looking down the field thinking what he's going to do after he catches the ball, and unfortunately wasn't able to corral that one. So clock ticking here, under 40 seconds left. Rebels have a little confusion again. The personnel now trying to get a play in here, but now they do. as they do have 12 men on the field. Chomiluk looking to get the boys up to the line fast for the Raiders offense. As they're going to try and isolate Bradbrook again. This time Delaney Robinson drifting over, and he's in big trouble as that's number 92, Amari Hastings, with a big sack for the Westshore Rebels. You can see what they were trying to do. They were trying to come back to Bradbrook, and after he was isolated to Chomiluk's right-hand side, and he wisely did not throw that one as he had Delaney Robinson right there. So this should be the final play of the third quarter, barring a penalty. So this is kicked up. Cairo Berry's got it, makes a cut, look out. He's finally dragged down on the final play of the third quarter. Good field position for the Rebels to start this one after Berry does a little dancing, gets some positive yards there. Did a little dancing there by Cairo Berry. Kind of looked like a younger Paul Short in that case. I've seen him do a little dancing myself, so good job there by Cairo Berry as he's able to get some positive yards there on the punt return on the final play of the third quarter. Again, the score, Westshore 25-9, leading the Vancouver Island Raiders. And a good football game here at Starlight Stadium. As the Rebels look to take this one home, I think they are hoping they can maintain this lead here. 25-9, so they're in a good position, but it's still two scores and two two-point converts, so they got to be careful here. But would love to add another score, get some guys some rest. As Jesse's going to drop back, he's still in there. He's going to look to his right. Now there's nothing there. He's going to run, try and get what he can. Good tackle there by, I think there's a fumble on the play. Raiders seem to think there's a fumble, as they're pointing that they've got possession of this ball. We couldn't see it in our vantage points. It's at the far side of the field, but the Raiders, number 27, I think that was Will Adams. He seemed to think the Raiders had possession of the ball, but no signal yet from the officials as it looks to be Rebel ball. They will keep possession. You see Jesse there. Didn't see the ball out. Might have just came out. Actually, just went out of bounds. Great camera work by our boys here on the crew, but that came out of bounds, and that's why the Rebels will keep possession of the football. The Rebels touched it last. A gain of about 7 for Jesse on the play, 2nd and 3. Blitz looks to be coming from the Raiders. Here they come, throw it out to guess who? Kieran Passant. Better make that tackle. Nice open field tackle there on the far side of the field. Passant will have enough for a first down, as he has been lights out for the Rebels here in this second half. And that's a good, I didn't get a number on the far side of the field. I know Sean Adams is on the boundary side. It might have been him on the far side again that made that tackle, but that is a nice open field tackle, because if that tackle is not made on Passant there, he might be in the end zone again. But it is a first down for the Rebels as Jesse looks to finish it. Now he's under pressure again, pumps. Now he's in the hands of number 77, gets away from him. Down he goes. They're going to look for a penalty. That's a sack as he was in the hands of big number 77, Parker Friesen. As you wonder how long they say, you wonder how long that T. Jesse will stay in this game. This wouldn't shock me if this was his last drive of the night. But we will see. It's 2nd and now about 17, we'll call it, after the 7-yard sack. Raiders look to come with the blitz again. Jesse drops back. He's going to throw it in the direction of Mike Oliva. A little bit of bumping there. Rebels looking for a call. They're not going to get it. I think that's a good no call there, as there was a little bit of bumping. Oliva got the inside position as he was trying to run a skinny post there, but I don't think there was enough there to warrant a flag, so it'll be another field goal opportunity for Simon Hales. And this one might be one of his longer ones, as he's going to be putting the tee down around the 32-yard line. It's a big kick because 3 points here for the Rebels, and this makes it a 3-score game. So big kick here for Simon Hales. Snap is good. Hold is down. Hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Simon Hales with the 32-yard field goal extends the lead to 28-9. That's a big kick. Valiant effort there by Sean Adams as he came off the Raiders' right side of their defense edge and nearly blocked that kick as well. I think he got the one earlier in this game, but came very close to blocking that one as well for the Raiders after a really good effort. So Rebels now leading 28-9. Number 42 for the Rebels comes off the field. That's Cordell Holder. Isaiah Carlicchia goes on after a late substitution by the Rebels. And the Raiders will be taking over here. 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. They elect to take the ball instead of having the Rebels kick off to them. Chomlik's back in the shotgun. 2 backs, 1 to each side. Hands the ball off. Jason Henderson brought down on the play by Tanner Haywood. Was instrumental on that one. Number 99, good to see him back in this game after the shoulder injury. Nehemiah Ford Brown. Again, apologize if we're getting any of these names incorrect. As now the Rebels will bring in a little bit more defensive back action there as a couple of the big boys come off and a couple of DBs make their way to the field on a passing situation here for the Raiders. Chomlik's got 2 backs, 1 to each of his sides, and then 2 receivers to his left, 2 receivers to his right. He's going to look to the right, drops back short. He's dropped on the play. That was number 92, Amari Hastings, right in there on that one, disrupting Chomlik, and he couldn't step into that one. It'll be incomplete, and the Raiders will have to send out the punt team here after a quick 2 and out. We'll see what happens now with the Rebels going to come back after this punt. They've got the dangerous Cairo Berry back deep for them. .11:09 left here in the 4th quarter. Raiders will be kicking off, or excuse me, kicking here. High kick, not very deep. Barry's going to settle underneath it around his 48-yard line. Makes a move, makes a cut, makes a spin. Dropped on Raiders' side of midfield after a decent return there by the dangerous Cairo Berry. Raiders seem to think they have this football back too, but I think the officials say he was already on the ground. And we will see if that OT Jesse is coming back out. Thought that might be the end of the night for Mr. Jesse, but he is coming back out here. .28-9, Rebels lead. Thought the Rebels might be in the bullpen a little bit more now with a 3-score lead here. 10:35 left, 4th quarter. Raiders look to be coming with the blitz. Now they go out of it. Passant again comes back, makes a catch. Should have a gain of about 7 on the play. And Kieran Passant looks to be in some pain. And that is not good news for the Westshore Rebels, as Kieran Passant is in a lot of pain here. And that is not what the Westshore Rebels want to see here with 10:09 left in the 4th quarter. It looks to be a shoulder. And I'm a little surprised, like I say, in this 3-score game, knowing that the Rebels are going on to play in a semifinal game. against a very good Valley Husker football team next week, wherever that's played, as looking more and more like it'll be here at Starlight Stadium, that guys like T. Jesse, guys like Kieran Passant are still in this football game up 19 points. As he looks to, they seem to be attending to maybe his right shoulder, maybe. As he looks to be wanting to get up now. And that is a exhale for Rebels fans and the rest of the team, as I'm sure even as Kieran comes off the field that will be the end of his night, regardless of if he wants to go back in or not, as he looks to be okay, and we hope he is. So he gets about 9 on the play. And if I'm the Westshore Rebels, I'm just taking his helmet away, and he's done for the night. Rebels now still in the shotgun here. Clock ticking, under 10 minutes left. Jesse, quick throw, got it outside to Mike Oliva. Another tough guy in open field, gets enough for the first down. And if you're going to keep T. Jesse in the game, that would be what I would suggest doing there. Get the ball out of his hands or hand the ball off. Try and get Jaron Hardesty going. Try and get the running game going. That's been very good. But try and keep number 5 standing upright the rest of this game with 9:31 left here, fourth quarter. First and 10 now, Rebels. As it's going to get thrown quickly again. That's in the direction of number 18, Cairo Berry. Incomplete on a play. Nice defensive play by the Raiders. As that's the right spot to throw it, but the Raiders make a really nice defensive play. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now. We're approaching 9 minutes left here. Raiders need a play here on defense. Look to be coming with some blitz. Now they're coming with the blitz. Now they back out of it. Jesse's going to throw the ball in the flats. Dangerous throw. He's got his man. Won't be nearly enough for the first down, but that's caught on the far side. Michael Leva, number 11 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd, and they're probably going to go here by the looks of it, the Rebels are, as it's kind of right in between that field goal range or punt range. Thought they might try and just punt and hem the Raiders in deep. But Coach Beatty and Jenke will keep the offense on the field here, 3rd and 5. And I think no sign of Simon Hales. Rebels will go for this one. T. Jesse's still out there. He's got Hardesty right beside him. Raiders coming with the blitz here. Look out. Jesse's got to scramble out to his right. Should have enough for a first down. I would say slide. I'm sure that's what the Rebels want, but Jesse makes a man miss. Look out. He's going to be brought down just short of the goal line, as T. Jesse just made an outstanding play as he's flushed out. Rebels think he's in for a touchdown, but no dice, as he's going to be short with 8 minutes left and the clock. Rebels seem to think he was in as they're holding their hands up. No sign from the officials as they are giving the impression that he will be short, but they're offside call against the Westshore Rebels. So that will now make this 3rd and 10. So that was likely a receiver who was offside on that particular play. I didn't even see the flag, so it must have been right in front of me. As now it'll be 3rd and 10. So Rebels are going to stay offensive on the field after the 5-yard penalty. So number 16, late late addition here as he will come on the field, DeMar Honstein. So we'll see what the Rebels can dial up here on 3rd and 10 here. Clock ticking, 7:45 left here in the fourth quarter. Raiders desperately need a stop here. As Jesse drops back, he throws the ball. Bit of a duck, might have been tipped on the play as that came out really funny in the direction of Cairo Berry. That'll be an incomplete pass. Not sure if that was tipped on the play, but that came out really funny and falls incomplete, and the Raiders will take over on down. 7:35 left. We'll see it on our replay here. If there was somebody got their hand on this one, as Jesse drops back there, throws the ball. Yeah, it was tipped right on the line of scrimmage. Great work by our team here from Roll Focus picking that one up. So big hand got up there for the Raiders. It might have been number 77 with his big mid on that one. So turnover there by the Rebels with just under halfway through the fourth quarter action here at Starlight. As now there'll be a timeout again. Another bit of confusion. Another confusion there for the Rebels, so that they should be out of timeouts, I believe, with 7:15. So a couple of substitution challenges, I would say, on the defensive side of the ball for the Rebels. So that is a timeout that you don't want to have to use in critical situations. Obviously, the Rebels are feeling good about where they are in this one, but those are the types of things they'll want to clean up as they head into the postseason. More and more looking like the number 2 seed. I'm sure the Valley Huskers are watching this with interest here as the fourth quarter continues on. Again, if you missed it, the Okanagan Sun looked to be finishing up the regular season with a perfect 10-0 record. Congratulations to the Sun for clinching first place some time ago. A couple weeks ago at least, Travis Miller and his staff have done a great job up there. And they will host the defending national champion Langley Rams in the first round of the playoffs next Saturday. As Chomalock throws this one out, Brad Brooks got it. Tough man to beat. Josh Hoyt trying to bring him down. Finally brings him down. Raiders will be on the Rebels side of midfield to about the 54-yard line after that. Catch and run by Marin Bradbrook, and he's had himself a game here today for the VI Raiders. And you can see here as Chomalock just zips this one out to Bradbrook right here, out to his left. But Bradbrook has got one-on-one with Hoyt, and good move there as he's just a tough guy. And Bradbrook's been in this league for a while now, and he's a heck of a ball player himself. So. Big gain there for Bradbrook in the offense as they close in on 6:30 left. Chomalock barks his signals out. He's going to look to his right. Look out. Throws it. He got it away. It's caught by Dylan Pye. A late flag on this one. As big number 57 gets to his feet. That's good to see for the Raiders. You can see Chomalock there. He was under tremendous pressure, and he took a big lick, but was able to stand in there, connect that one with Dylan Pye. Then a late flag. We'll see what it is. I think it's going to be against the Westshore Rebels. Again, not the penalties you want to be taking this time of year. Especially when you're headed into the playoffs. You're going to be playing an opponent in the Valley Huskers that you split your season series. The Rebels won here by 21 points, I believe it was, early in the season. The Valley Huskers returned the favor. Almost had enough to secure the tiebreaker against the Rebels, but played very well last week in Chilliwack. So the 2-3 matchup, regardless of where it is, we know who it is, and we know it'll probably be a heck of a football game. As Raiders hand that one off, minimal gain there. As we're closing on 6 minutes left here, fourth quarter, 28-9. Westshore Rebels leading the Vancouver Island Raiders. Chomalock's in the shotgun again. Balance formation, 2 to each side, 2 backs, 1 to each side there. Chomlock throws the ball, got his man. That's a heck of a catch as he zips this one into number 82. That was Paul Romanoff. That was a really nice catch there. That'll move the sticks. And good throw by Chomlock, a little bit behind Romanoff, but Romanoff makes a really nice play, adjusts his body, and is able to come down with that one. Chomlock barks his signals, fakes the handoff, throws it out. He's got Bradbrook again, makes a man miss. Marin Bradbrook finally brought down. Another nice play by Marin Bradbrook as he has the Raiders once again knocking at the door here. Raiders first and goal now. They look to be on about the 5-yard line. Once again, thanks for joining us on bcfctv.com. 4:19 and ticking here. As Chomlock's in the shotgun, fakes the handout. Now he's rolling to his right. He's in a lot of trouble. Big number 95 brings him down. Referee blew that one dead. That'll be a massive sack, though, for the Westshore Rebels. As that is number 95, Rainians Awaha. Again, apologize for any name pronunciations. But big play there by the Rebels defensive line. As we'll see what happened here, I think the Raiders called a timeout. They did. As Chomlock will come over to the sidelines. We did get an update from the Chihuahua owner, Blake Roberts, in Okanagan, and it is 44-7 after 3 quarters for the Okanagan Sun. So we got it as well from Paul Short. So he's both watching from home. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So timeout here as the regular season is wrapping up this weekend, and we'll be down to 4 in the British Columbia Football Conference. Second and long here. Rebels look to be coming with the blitz. Better throw it. Chomlock throws it, gets it out of his hands. Nice defensive play on the far side. I think that was number 20 on the far side. Might have been 28, actually, Devon Young. That was 28, Devon Young. He had the big play in the first half. The pick 6 to expand the lead right before the half. Makes a nice play there for the Rebels. That ball just kind of hung up, and you can see the Raiders right, and then the hand comes in and swats it away. A nice play by the Rebels defense. That's 3:35 now. Raiders going to go for it here. Chomlock's going to throw one up in the direction of Bradbrook. He's incomplete, as that was the 2 number 4s battling out there to our left. For the Rebels, it was number 4, Ron Wara, and he made a nice defensive play against a talented Marin Bradbrook, as that'll be a turnover on down, so the Rebels will get it back here. With 3:27 left, and the Rebels get exactly what they need, and that's the ball back. Still a little surprised here as the Rebels have most of their first guys out here. And you just worry about an injury. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. Kieran Passant is even back in this game as he came in for a couple plays on the last drive. So 28-9, 3 minutes left here, fourth quarter. 3:19-17, clock ticking. And here I'm thinking they're going to try and establish the run, but Jesse drops back, flicks it out here. Jaron Hardesty makes a couple man miss. Nice open field tackle there by number 38 for the Vancouver Island Raiders. That's Hayden Ramika with a nice tackle there. As nice tackle there, limiting that game by Hardesty to about 3 on the play. As the Rebels call a timeout, that is their last one there. As again looked like a bit of a malfunction with some personnel. Looked like there was a man short. The Rebels were a man short on that one as number 83 comes on the field. That was Kwame Franklin coming on the field. They were looking for Eli Nelms Horton, but Kwame will come on the field there. So penalty against the Rebels. As that will be a second and now it'll be second and long. It looks like about second 20 as we hit the official 3-minute warning mark. 3 minutes left here, fourth quarter, 28-9. Jesse still in the shotgun. Raiders coming with a blitz. Look out, Sean Adams right in his face. And that's a catch by Kwame Franklin. Will Adams is saying, I got the ball. What the heck are we talking about? But I think what they're going to say is when they hit the ground, Kwame Franklin, they both had possession. Raiders don't like this one. Will Adams is going, what the heck? But I think what the referee calls is when they hit the ground and they both had possession, the possession goes to the offensive player. So that is a heck of a play there by Franklin as Jesse fires another dart there to get the Rebels out of field position problems. They now will be scrimmaging at their own 44-yard line now. Raiders coming with a house on this one. Some early movement. Late flag on the play. Hardesty spins down after Sean Adams makes contact with him. Holding call against as Hardesty comes off a little bit nicked up as well. So this will be a hold against the Rebels. As Hardesty seems to be holding his left arm. As the clock is stopped here. As we hope Jaron's okay on that one as he comes off the field. So 2:06 left. Clock will start now. Oh, stop on snap, excuse me. Passant comes in motion. Hosting or throws it in there to Franklin. Raiders think there should have been a penalty of some kind on the far side of the field. I believe I see a flag. Sort this one out. Last 3 minutes of football games always last an eternity. So it looks like it's going to be a Rebel penalty as they're asking Coach Visa if he'd like to accept this penalty or decline it. And he signaled to send them back, move them back. So it's an offside penalty. So that was, I think, what the Raiders were concerned about even before the play happened. So the referees do call that one. As that will bring up 1st and 25 after the holding penalty for the Rebels and the offside. So long way to go here for T. Jesse in the offense with exactly 2 minutes left, 28-9. They hand the ball off straight up the middle there as that's number 16, I believe. Hosting for the Rebels. as they hand the ball off on first down. Get a couple of yards maybe on that play. That's a good job there by the Raider defense. So second and we'll call it 23. As I think we can officially say that the Westshore Rebels are going to win this football game. Leading 28-9 here with under a minute, almost a minute and a half left. Raiders coming with the blitz. Jesse's in trouble and down he goes. And that's a sack for the Vancouver Island Raiders as they are still coming after T. Jesse and make a big play. That is number 45 for the Raiders. J.D. Mazur, he's made a couple of really nice plays tonight. But the Rebels are going to win this football game. They will clinch the number 2 spot. Congratulations to their organization for that. They will host, unless something strange happens here in the last minute of this football game, they will host the Valley Huskers next weekend in the BCFC semifinal, the 2-3 game. And it should be a good one. And I think if you're the Valley Huskers, you're really pleased with how you played against the Rebels last week in Chilliwack at Exhibition Stadium. And I think that it's going to be a heck of a football game. These two teams played each other. They split the season series, both winning at home. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if home field continues to play a part in this. A late flag there as the Flag Fest ends the game. But that will be the 2-3 matchup. The Okanagan Sun will finish, as we mentioned, at the top of the standings, 10-0. Langley Rams, who had the bye this week, will be 5-5. So that will be your playoff matchups. We've already announced when the 1-4 game will be. That will be 4 o'clock next Saturday. We should have an update on this game. It will be here at Starlight Stadium. We are just waiting for some field allocations as far as soccer conflicts as the PFC plays out of this beautiful stadium here. So we will wait to see where that is. Chomaluk's in the shotgun now. Again, 2 receivers to each side. Zips the ball out to his favorite guy, Marin Bradbrook with another catch. And he has been very good today for the Vancouver Island Raiders. As the Raiders look to end their season, a disappointing season, I think, for them and where they are used to being. But I think they want to end with a positive here and hopefully get themselves in the end zone here as we're under 1 minute now. Raiders second and about 3. Chomaluk's in the game, or in the shotgun still. He's going to have a sore arm after this one. Throws the ball in the direction of number 7. That is Colton Zepek. That'll be incomplete on the play. Chomaluk's been throwing all day today, and he's had himself he's going to have a sore arm. He's going to have that thing in the ice bath, I'm sure, tonight. But he's looked good. He's thrown the ball well. He's been throwing a lot this year for the Vancouver Island Raiders. His first season at quarterback for the Raiders as he takes over from Jake LeBerge, who was the Raiders quarterback for many, many years. As Chomaluk drops back, throws it. Oh, look out. That is incomplete as I was almost right in between 2 receivers. It's incomplete, but that could have been trouble as we've got 40 seconds left. There's 40.7 seconds left. And the Rebels will take over on offense after the turnover on downs. 40.7 seconds left. And T. Jesse looks like he's going to go the distance tonight for the Rebels. But I suspect it's going to be either some kneel downs or some handoffs potentially, but we'll see what they dial up here. 40.7 seconds left. As Jesse's in the shotgun, Raiders look to be coming on the blitz. He's still going to throw. Throwing in the direction of number 18, Cairo Berry with a big catch right in front of us in the broadcast booth. Very surprised they're throwing here with 40 seconds left in the game. There's 34.3 seconds left. Clock will stop here. As we'll see what the Rebels elect to do here. Jesse's in the shotgun. As they flick it out here, Kieran Passant going to try and make a couple man miss. Smartly just goes out of bounds. There's no sense taking hits when you don't have to at this stage of the game, as they flick one out to Kieran, and he gets about 5 on the play. 28 seconds left. His clock is ticking here. Jesse's in the shotgun here. They hand the ball off. Good run there by number 16 as he's into open field, and he's finally brought down with 8 seconds left in the game. That should be this should be the final play of the game with 7.8 seconds left. Once again, the Westshore Rebels will secure the number 2 seed, host the Valley Huskers next week here at Starlight Stadium. Day and time to be confirmed. Follow us on BCFC social media and website for date and time. As this will be the final play barring a penalty, as they just hand the ball off. And a tackle there by Marin Bradbrook. That has the Raiders bench excited as Bradbrook comes in for a play. And that'll be the final score again, 28-9. The Westshore Rebels defeat the Vancouver Island Raiders. Rebels will finish with a 7-3 record. Raiders will drop to 1-9 on the season, but the Westshore Rebels, I think they're going to leave this game needing to know that they got to make some improvements heading into the playoffs, as they need to play better, especially in the first half. They can't play like that against the Valley Huskers, or their playoff run will be a short one. They have the talent to compete and play with anybody, but they need to play better than they did in that first half. Second half, I think they'll like what they did. If you're the Vancouver Island Raiders, Coach Visa, Josh Williams, hats off to you guys, your organization, for a valiant effort, especially in that first half. And even in the second half, the guys flew around, made plays. It was a tough season for the VI Raiders. No doubt they will be back in 2023. Lots of young kids, and they showed it tonight. They came out, played with a lot of heart, played with a lot of determination, and it could have been easy to come in here and lay an egg and not perform and be proud of the uniform that you put on. So hats off to the Vancouver Island Raiders, Curtis Visa and his coaching staff. Nothing to hang your head about in this one. They'll hit the reset button. You know they'll be back in 2023. The Westshore Rebels will continue on in the playoffs. Next week, the semifinal action. We know the teams, we know the stadiums, we don't know the times, but we will get that to you as soon as we know that and confirm some dates on availability. So thank you for joining us wherever you are joining us from. Missed my good friend Paul Short here in the broadcast booth tonight, but we were flying solo. I'm Tyler McLaren. Thank you for joining us tonight on BCFCTV.com from Starlight Stadium, and we will see you next week. Be safe, and good best of luck to all the playoff teams as the playoffs begin next week in the BCFC. Good night.
Cameras ready, audio set. And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the TC 10K. This is it. We're here. We've been waiting all year for this.
Well, being in the lead is always a nice position because you have a vantage point where you can see everybody.
The hometown fans in support, and there it is. Genevieve Lalonde takes the gold of Canada.
We were living in a difficult time when language was forbidden.
Down to the inside. Carlson and Midgley get together. Carlson takes the lead.
Jamar on the tip. Yes, he can.
It is Canada's game.
Great show, everybody.